up? What up? Welcome to the 1804 Show, Chapter 2. I'm your host, Dollar Will, and this is episode 537. Yeah. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel, the 1804 Show, Chapter 2. Now let's get it. Do that. Yeah, I have to put my do not disturb on, but yeah, man. This afternoon I got a special guest coming to the show by the name of Shareka Martin. She's a lovely, most beautiful woman ever. My best friend. Hey, best friend. I'm gonna bring her up in here. But yeah, we finna have a good time. We finna have a blast. We finna have fun, good energy.
Hey,
Hey,
there you go.
how are you?
Oh, I'm wonderful. How are you?
Good, good.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know that we've been, chopping it up for a while and all that good stuff, and it's just finally taking place.
Right, right. Very excited.
Oh, me too. Me too. Yeah, so let's get started.
Let's.
So, how about you tell my lovely viewers what brings you on the show today?
Many things. Trying to spread love and encouragement is the basis of it for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we need that in this crazy society because I don't know, it just nowadays it's just more like a battle of the sexes and I'd be trying to tell everyone that we all fighting white supremacy, we are going through the thresholds and we all just trying to come up in our own way. You know what I'm saying? Everything don't have to be about money. It's a spiritual thing as well. So I just
It
be trying
is.
to inform people that it's just really important that you know who you are and know where you lie in this world.
No,
Otherwise, you're gonna be trapped.
yeah, for real. And get lost fast.
Hmm. Absolutely. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for just my journey that I had to embark. And some journeys you have to take alone. And it's a whole lot of people don't want to be alone. A whole lot of people need alliances and this and that. And I tell people, like, it's going to be times where you're going to have to walk it
Yeah,
alone. You have to foot it alone because everybody can't go with you. And the same people that you started off with, you ain't going to finish with. So,
sometimes, unfortunately, yeah. It's we have different tags, and
hmm
so we just have to trust, that where I'm going in my journey is meant for me, and move forward. But it's not always easy to leave those
no.
those other people who can't go where you're going. It's not an easy
Oh my
task. Feeling.
God. Oh my God. Yeah, because so I left people behind that I cried after I did it, but it was
Same,
necessary. It was necessary because
same.
they was um disloyal anyway. Because anybody who don't want you or don't care about you and this and that, they will find like the incy bitsy excuse
Right,
to betray you. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So I feel like, sure, you did me a favor. I don't like to be around people who's envious and jealous and just have hate in their heart. Because I show love. I support everybody who's trying to do something. Because we come from a city that is pretty much destitute. You know what I'm saying? So I like to be around and I like to get to know people that's their own individual because it takes some type of identity to really put yourself out there into the world and just try to just monetize because that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Because we are trying to get some type of monetization
Sure.
somehow in some way. I don't care. Like people can say, yes, like, yes, I'm doing this for free, but I get paid in other, and just knowing that I'm becoming a better person, I'm
Sure.
elevating while I'm doing it. And I just love helping people. I just love reaching my people as well. So,
Yeah, same. Same for sure.
but yeah, enough about me. Let's talk about you. So, how about you give us like some facts about yourself?
Oh, William. So I'm an author. I recently, over COVID, became an author, wrote 7 books.
Ooh.
And I, as they're calling it now, a serial entrepreneur. So just trying to figure it out. I have my hands in a couple different pots, and I'm a mother to 3 beautiful adults. And so, yeah, not a whole lot. I'm like you. I'm just focused on trying to figure out where I can help, the community. That's my big thing, and not the things that I've obtained, at this point. But yeah, so my biggest thing right now is the community and my nonprofit. I'm really trying to get that going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, other than that, I just regular old lady.
Yeah, so just from your perspective, um, how would you define Saginaw from
A
your
hidden
perspective?
gem.
Yeah.
A hidden gem. I've been here 45 years. I'm 45.
Mm-hmm.
And a hidden gem, for real. I think every place has some negative.
Yeah.
But for me, we have a lot of smart people, a lot of talented people.
Mm-hmm.
And whether the talent stays here or whether they, end up going to different states and sharing it with others, yeah, it's a place that'll teach you how to hustle, and it's small. It's a small community, so people end up knowing each other. In one way or another, it's one of those. If you know 10 people, if you tell me 10 people, I probably know one of them type of environments.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I love it. And like I said, it does have its bad parts, but I think everywhere you go has it. So I just try to focus on, I've met some beautiful people, my kids, myself, I was raised here,
Mm-hmm.
and just try to embrace it, not put negative stuff. Because I think that a lot of times when I hear people ask that question, there's a lot of negative
Yeah.
initially that comes. So for me, yeah, I'm not naive to what happens here, but I know it's a lot of love. It's a lot of smarts, innovative, types of things going on.
Yeah.
That people don't tend to highlight.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was fortunate to live other places and moved around a whole
Mm-hmm.
lot during my homeless situation and stuff like that in my childhood. But I love it here.
Yeah.
To me, it's a sanctum. Like, because I feel like if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
Yeah.
And I
No.
made it any and everywhere because it just teach you about just survival. You know
It
what I'm saying?
does.
But it's also just a guide to really get you to the next level. If you really
Mm-hmm.
trying to go to like a larger city into a larger country, it just makes you humble.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. I would agree. It's definitely a survival mode to put you in. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Is the way I feel.
Absolutely. But
Yeah.
it just really be staggering
Mm-hmm.
just how so many people, and it'd be from our own hometown that just really ish on this place a lot.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm
true.
and I ask people, have you lived anywhere else? So you think you gonna go somewhere else and make that a promised land? It's more murders in Detroit than it is here. Because I lived in
Hmm.
Detroit. It was a
Hmm.
dead body. It was a murder every day while I
Yeah.
was down there. And I was just like, oh my God, like, this is
Hmm.
crazy. So we have our moments, but I
Hmm.
tell everyone like, man, this is nothing. This is good. It's
Hmm.
as peaceful as you gonna get.
Yeah. I think like you're saying, mindset is
Hmm.
everything. And so
Yeah.
so again, yeah, I choose to speak, the positives before I get to the, anything that I experienced that was negative. But you're gonna experience the negative anywhere.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the people who are from here that speak negatively, they haven't been many places.
No, they
Like
haven't left
they've
their
lived.
block.
Yeah. I've
Yeah.
never really lived, only I've lived in Bertrand, but I've never really lived anywhere else, but I've traveled
Hmm.
quite some, different places. And so for me, I got exposed to different things. If you just stay in this area and be in this surrounding, then you tend to, gravitate to just that thought. For me, it's like, no, there's so much out here. There's nice people. There's people trying to get along. A lot of cities that are melting pots that the focal points is the money, the peace, the family. Like there is places that you see it a lot more than here because it's so small. I think it tends to get exacerbated where you can see it really good, like the negative. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree. And it's just all about just teamwork as well,
Hmm.
because everybody wants to be the head honcho, and I feel that, you know what I'm saying? Because I like to use the metaphor as the super friends and
Hmm.
stuff.
Hmm.
Even though they had their own show, they had their own special gifts and their special talents,
Sure.
but they all had to come under one roof and sit at that table together
Mm.
and stuff. And that's what I used to love to watch as a kid, and just wanted to correlate that just with
Yeah.
my adulthood because we do have a whole lot of talented people. And just by me making my compilation mixtape albums and stuff for my business, I
Hmm.
was able to come across some talented people, not just Saginaw, but just from all over because I just believe in the food pyramid thing. Like,
Sure.
you have your meats, your vegetables, your grain, your chicken,
Hmm.
rotisserie, and stuff like that. But they all play an
Yeah.
important part.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
so I love to just mix and combine genres and stuff and different races and stuff like
Hmm.
that because we all in this together. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's why it's really cool to see go to different areas and travel and see the melting pots where other races, like you said, are getting along in spite what they are saying across the news about different things. It's kind of just a whole nother feeling. We do have our issues, right? Again, not naive. There is definitely racism and things going
hmm
on, but there is people trying to get along with people. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it
yeah,
is. So, yeah, it's just sad when you hear people saying, that it isn't, that it isn't, and that, they want to put their energy into that. And I don't want to do it. I don't want to put the,
and we won't. We get enough of that. Yeah, and so how about you tell us about your education field and your side? Like, I could tell that you very educated just from your speech.
well, that's funny. I appreciate that. But the education as far as degrees or anything, I don't have any. I did go to public schools that really pushed enunciating and proper
Yeah, proper
English.
English.
Sure, but hang around me long enough, I do have definitely some
Yeah,
slang.
me too.
But
Me too,
yeah,
all
yeah,
day.
I kind
All
of
day.
go both ways. It's nothing fake about it. It's just one come out when it's necessary. You know, when it's necessary. But I have certifications in quite a few things, but no real degrees or any of it. My biggest thing is I can't stand repeating myself. I'm just gonna be real. I can't. So I will be like, hi, goodbye. You know, like enunciate clearly so I don't have to do it. So yeah, no. But I think the other thing is the Western world says that you should be educated through like university or local community college, right? And I'm saying that I have credits, but I don't have any official degrees. But I am a big avid reader, right? So you will find me reading various books, no certain subjects. I feel like I'll read 5 books at once sometime when I'm in the mood. Just I'm hungry for knowledge, and I love documentaries. Love them. To
Me
me,
too.
they tend to go real. I'm digging more into history. In school, I hated history, but now I'm like, what what is this? This isn't adding up. It's making me very curious and desire to dig, and so I will give credit to that. That's me diligently seeking because I just want to know, and I don't know that I'm going to know, obviously everything, but you won't say, or I won't be able to say that I didn't look, I didn't try to find out. But yeah, these 45 years, I've been a curious woman. I and questioning, stay questioning. Yeah, so.
Yeah, of course, we have to question everything, and
Mm-hmm.
I love that because I'm very knowledgeable myself. I love to dabble in just the mysteries of the world, and because I was just always curious about what we play
Sure.
in civilization, and we play a huge part in civilization because
Mm-hmm.
everything really started from just with our mindsets and stuff, and the importance of starting housing and
Mm-hmm.
universities and uh, medical facilities and all that was in this ancient world and stuff. So I think
Mm-hmm.
everyone took our blueprint and ran with it. I
No,
believe that.
seriously, and that I think that's what it keeps me hungry is identifying where it originated, which is usually with us, and
Hmm.
then that really channels and brings it back to me as far as like you can be all those things. It's very encouraging, and it just makes me just want to keep growing and being smarter and smarter at different things and not limiting myself. I see society saying like you're 45, you're tapped out, you probably have learned pretty much all, you know what I mean? They tend to box people in intentionally to keep you stuck. And for me, I just keep like through COVID, I gained a lot of knowledge about a lot of different things. I taught myself a lot about graphic designing, which they say, well, you got to go to school. I still need, more, but I learned a lot of the basics to the point where I can, do certain things for my friends, create flyers, logos. But my point is just teaching. If you are open to it, it doesn't have a cap of age or time. But yeah, reading it and being knowledgeable has taught me that Black women, especially, they're some smart ladies. You know what I mean? I was just riding around because I do inspecting and stuff, and I need GPS to go to the commercial buildings. I don't always know where they're located, and when I'm going there, I'm like, it's a Black lady. I couldn't have got there. One for her. She developed, so just stuff like that.
Yeah, that's dope because how else you gonna grow if you still doing the same stuff and the same
For real.
routine, and because these 5 a.m.s really be helping me out because ever since I started to wake up around that time, I get so much done. Because they be like, man, do you ever sleep? No, I don't sleep. I've been sleeping on my stuff for years. So while I'm woke, I'm taking full advantage. Even at work, I'm always doing something because I cook for my regular job. But when I have some downtime, I'm looking up some stuff. I'm studying for my episodes and stuff like that. And I did that for like a good year and a half, just nonstop 5 times. That's how I was able to combine all those episodes together. And it's possible as long as you make it possible. And because you can get a lot of stuff done, it's just the illusion of just this life that we have so much time, which we don't. I try to just be very urgent about things and try to get stuff done, try to meet a particular deadline and stuff like that. And I always make my deadlines. I feel like I never really disappointed myself when it comes to a goal, because I always reach my goals. So to try to just get everybody a chance to really grasp that.
No, yeah, time is of the essence, and being present for real, and intentional about what you want to get done. Yeah, you're right. You can't, they tell you that you have time, but that's a whole nother conversation about being lax, creating a lax, mentality about it. Like, I'll get to it when I get to it. But if if you really want to do something, you need to really hone in and get it done, and you'll be proud, right? You'll be really proud of yourself that you're completing things, you're contributing, to whatever it is, whether it's yourself or to someone else. But yeah, it's important that we do it.
Yeah, so let's get into like the topic at hand. Yeah, so the topic is, I want these days to turn to years. So you have this book, and I want you to tell us about the book and what was the inspiration of you starting the book, and how did you feel after the book?
So I wrote I Forgive Her, and it's a memoir based on some domestic violence that I experienced in my marriage. And I wrote the book because I was hiding for a long time. I was in the marriage for 12 years and I was hiding. And so when I say I was hiding, I wasn't sharing with anyone that was happening to me. And because I think part of me was still hopeful that I could be the Cosbys, because that's who I really wanted to be. I didn't. My mother, she was single and or is single, and I just didn't really have any couples to base how I wanted the family to be. But I was very envious of the Cosby Show, and I wanted it to be like that. Well, it didn't end up being like that. I was experiencing physical violence and different things throughout the marriage. And once I left, I realized I was really hiding because I was embarrassed, because society puts a lot on you. They say, why would you just stay? That's a long time. And I think until you're involved in certain things, you can't speak on them. And so it was a sensitive topic, but I took some time for myself. I wasn't dating, and I didn't rush anything. I really took my process serious, journaling, and really just getting to know me, because I was really trying to figure out why I was allowing that. Right? When you're in a relationship, you need to find out, instead of playing necessarily a blame game, you need to kind of figure out, what part did you play? Right? And one of the parts that I played was allowing. Another part that I played was not holding him accountable. Another part was low self-esteem. So when I figured all that out, as I'm getting out of the marriage. I'm saying, yeah, yo, you got some stuff. Because why did you sit up there and put up with that?
Mm-hmm.
What would make you feel that you deserve that?
Right.
But being hopeful was a part of it, just hoping and hoping that I could keep my family. And I started working at Dow, right? And I was after the marriage, I was a stay-at-home mom, and I was having a hard time really getting a stable job, because when the world wonders where you get the gaps from, right? You've been a stay-at-home mom 5 years, you claim you know how to do X, Y, Z still after the 5 years. We don't know if we really want you to be around. So it took me a minute to gain really strong stability employment. So I started working at Dow Chemical, and I was so excited. I was like, oh my goodness, stability. Got my own office, blah, blah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, one day they called me in there and they tell me, yeah, close the door. I'm like, close the door for what? Like, usually if they've got something they want me to do, they'll just say, come in and I'll do it. Well, they tell me to close the door this time. They tell me to close the door. And in between that, I had been at my desk, and the iPhone, remember the iPhone would tell you how much time you spent, like, on each app.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wouldn't word it like that. I think it was like social, this many. So my phone told me I spent like 3 hours, 15 minutes on social, or whatever this word was, right? But it meant like social media type of platforms, a collective of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So right before that, I'm knowing that, okay, the 3 hours, and like, sis, where you getting 3 hours when you sleep about 7,
Mm-hmm.
work about 8, you're somebody's mama for a portion, like, where are you getting 3 hours? So that's in my mind. I had to make sure I tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
So then I go in the office, they tell me, yeah, basically Dow's resizing, they gotta let me go. So immediately I just start crying crocodile tears. Like, I cannot believe I'm finally feeling this ship be stable, and now y'all letting me go. Like, I'm sick. My stomach, I'm just not doing well. So I gather my things, I leave. Obviously, I gotta just get myself together and get the heck out of there, because it is what it is, right? Ain't nothing we can do. We already decided, here's your letter. Go get your unemployment type of. So then after a couple of days, I finally quit crying crocodile tears, because I literally, it took me a minute just to really gain reality of you're back on rocky ground again. That's what I was telling myself,
Yeah.
So then I started thinking about that 3 hours again, and I said, you always talked about, and then COVID came, right? So COVID, I got laid off, and COVID came. So I'm getting a lot of alone time. So I'm saying, remember them 3 hours that you was wasting? You could have been writing your book. You said you wanted to write a book. You should have wrote that book. So I started writing down on paper. I'm old school. Even though I have notes, you can digitally and all this stuff. So I write it down in this notebook. I push, really start pressing forward to getting it done, right? And I start trying to find out how people are publishing them, self-publishing them on Amazon. And then I get with someone to help me with the graphics and all that. And then before you know it, I was writing it. But, I mean, publishing it. But before that, I was trying to figure out a title, right? I kicked around like 3-4 titles. And I was like, yeah, that's good, but that won't really speak to you. What really speaks to you? Well, then that's how I came up with I Forgive Her. And people were like, so if this is about your marriage, is this about some lady? And I was like, no, the her is me, because I had beat myself up so much for allowing and for not leaving, you know what I mean? And so I was saying I forgive her. So I was going through a growth while writing it. I was really going through a different part of me growing and saying, it's okay. People make mistakes. They make bad choices.
Yeah. And that's just part of being human, because at the end of the day, it's just the humiliation part of it. Because you never thought that you were of get humiliated by somebody that you put all your trust in. You put all your
For
eggs
real.
in one basket. And everybody just think, well, excuse me, but I just gonna say this,
Yeah.
cause everybody just think that we dogs, you know what I'm saying? They be like, oh
Yeah.
all men are dogs and this and that. But we
Yeah.
didn't start off that way.
No.
It was that somebody, it was that someone that we loved
Yeah.
destroyed us. And that really alters someone's mind, someone's body, someone's soul.
No,
And
for real.
and they just think that we just enjoy being city boys or enjoy being womanizers or being
Mm-hmm.
uh, all these other things, but they never sit back and ask us what happened to us and
Right.
what that did to us. Because, like I had told you over the phone, I was being abused in my own house,
Yeah.
and this chick that had nothing, she wasn't giving me nothing,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But I saw the potential, and potential is dangerous because if that person doesn't have the potential there, they would never
Yeah.
have the fucking potential. Excuse my
Mm.
language. So we got to stop that potential shit because that potential shit is gonna get us killed. It's gonna give us robbed. It's gonna
Mm-hmm.
get us stolen
No,
from
you're.
ourselves.
Yeah. No, that's real. That I'd say. I tend to say hope is a mother.
Hmm.
You know, MF, because it's that being hopeful. It's yeah.
Yeah, it will
It
never
gives you a
happen.
lot of yeah.
Yeah, they, because people just love to make excuses. I did, you know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
it was crazy because my manager, she had called me to the office and she was asking me, "You okay?" And
Sure.
I was just over here just like lying my ass off, you know what I'm saying? I was a prisoner in my own home, but I was like, "Yeah, I'm cool. I'm fine. Why you ask?" And she was just like, "Well, I'm seeing scars. I'm seeing the scratches. I'm seeing this.
Oh wow.
And I know you stay to yourself. You don't bother nobody. So what's going
Mm-hmm.
on?" And she knew before I could even say anything. And she was
Mm-hmm.
just like, "Look, you're an adult. You're a grown man. But I just feel like you need to leave or escape what's going on."
Mm-hmm.
And
Keep her.
and I just I didn't want to, I felt like I was just in too deep. I felt like I was
Mm-hmm.
trapped. And did you
Mm-hmm.
felt like you was trapped at once upon a time
Oh
ago?
yeah. Yeah, I felt trapped financially. I felt trapped because we had created a
Hmm.
family. I felt like a lot of the pressure was on me, right? Because if I leave, then it's like you broke up the family.
Hmm.
So, yeah, but I definitely felt trapped. I felt mentally trapped too. I just couldn't get out of me feeling like the weird part is feeling like he was the victim.
I know, man. It's, that's how she felt, you know,
Yeah.
because I was the one going to work, and then I was coming home. The house a mess. Dishes in the
Mm-hmm.
sink look like pyramids and skyscrapers and stuff like that. Didn't even clean out the tub after herself. Didn't even take the trash out. But how the hell you a victim? You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But yeah, and you will be the villain.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah,
it,
I was making excuses, and yeah, he was military, or he had a bad childhood, and just whatever, instead of the realities of, yeah, that's unacceptable all the way across the board, and there's no reason to be hands on with people like that. So,
no,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
and I hate that. That's one of the biggest cop outs of all time.
Mm.
All deadbeats use that same excuse. You ever realize that how the same deadbeat, whether if it's a deadbeat father,
Yeah.
deadbeat spouse, deadbeat um a significant other, they always use that same excuse. "Oh, my childhood was
Mm-hmm.
terrible." That don't give you a right to mistreat people.
No. No, and at some point, like me being 45, like if I say what was my parents, like when do I hold myself accountable for, you know what I mean? My parents could have done some stuff, but child, you done been here so long. Like, are you kidding me? Now you still holding that. Yeah,
Yeah.
at a certain point, be accountable for the choices you've made, and that's on you. Yeah, that's on you choosing.
Yeah, and while we in this um vortex right now, I love
Hmm.
Tales from the Hood. The movie Tales from the Hood.
Hmm.
It's about that scene about Crazy K, how he was seeing everybody that he killed, but the moment that little girl came and he still was trying to make that excuse, and that angel was just asking him like, this is something that you don't want to hear. And he was like,
Yeah.
oh, so you gonna blame this on me? I'm like, and I just love how she says like, oh, you are responsible for the lives you taken, for all the dreams that you turn into nightmares. And he was like, wait, what about my nightmares? What about the nightmare I live in? And I'm like, dog, like you was acting like a little ass kid. Like
For real.
you a
For
whole
real.
grown man. But that really spoke to me because
Hmm.
I used to be like that. I used to be like that because I lost two men that I loved before I turned the age of 30.
Oh, I'm
And
sorry.
and, and just imagine like you have to be the only man in the family and everybody coming to you for the big shit. And
Hmm.
I'm just like, I didn't ask for this. I didn't sign up for this. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I was so lost at a point in time in my life because I had my nieces to look up to. Then my nephew was born. Um, that really like got me together a little bit. Kind of made me snap out
Hmm.
of that because I was like, okay, I really am needed now because
Yeah.
we have a new addition now. So
Right. A whole
I
nother
gotta,
generation.
yeah. So I gotta make sure that he knows what a man looks like and what a man is and how he operates and conductive. So my nephew really was like one of the ingredients that started me on this path today,
Oh.
and I'm grateful for him, even though he bad as hell, but he knows now.
Right.
but but yeah, it was just like a lot of things that was happening to me, and just having to figure out how do I want my story to end? Do I want my
Mm.
story to end like that, or do I want to rewrite more pages and more chapters?
That's
Because
powerful.
because everybody just sees the success now, but they don't
Hmm.
understand the struggle. They don't understand
Mm.
the hurdles and the pitfalls that guided you and landed you to who you are today.
No, for real. That's real. They don't. And I felt like that for a long time. Like people see me and they see all the smiling, and that's why I felt like you need to tell your story. People, and a lot of people won't believe me. They're like, so you was putting up with getting hit, and you was in a mirror. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I too can
Mhm.
be doing some dumb stuff. I mean, I'm not a perfect person. And I was young and just hopeful, and I wanted love. I wanted love, wanted to be loved, wanted to have a family. I'm an only child, so
Yeah, I was going to ask you how many siblings you had, but that you
hmm
just clarify that now.
well, I'm
But
an only child on my mother,
okay.
but I have three brothers and three sisters.
Oh my, yeah, all the Jackson
My dad.
vibe, Jackson family right there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
funny that you say that. That's my dad's last name.
Oh, it's
The
not.
Jackson. Yeah, that's true story. So, yep, we are literally the Jackson Seven. But yeah. Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just amazing because I was just looking back, just everything that like I had experienced and exhibited, and
Hmm.
it made me better, but it also made me worse. When I say it made me worse, is I don't trust people right away
Sure.
because I always feel like, okay, why are you in my life? Who sent you? Who? told you
Right.
about me to make you this interested and made you think I was such this impactful person,
Mhm.
which I'm flattered, just by when I meet new people, they
Sure.
always want to meet me, they always engage in me, but I still have this wall. But I,
No.
but I just tell everyone like, um, it's gonna take time for you
Hmm.
for me to let you in. But each day I'm taking and removing a brick off that wall. But the
Yeah.
moment you do some F stuff, I'm putting that same brick back on that wall, piece by
Hmm.
piece. And because I give people chances and
Yeah.
stuff like that. That person may have two, that person may have four, that person may have eight, that person may have 12. It all depends
Hmm.
on how much you show me.
Sure.
Now, I can just, like, I would say 1 year I can be your best friend, and the next year I will walk past you like I never met you or known
I mean, same. It's
you.
just you you just build a different like a force field of protection, and your biggest thing is protecting William,
Hmm.
and for me, protecting myself. And so people don't quite understand that all the time. They think it's tough love, and it may be classified as that, but I gotta protect me. People have been, which we talked about before, mishandled.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I need to be handled with care, not just because I'm a lady or this or that, because I'm a person who exhibits love. And so if you're gonna, I can't let you get to that, because I've had too many people just playing me badly,
Hmm.
badly. So yeah, I tread lightly. I don't trust quickly. I try, but I definitely go off energy. And
Yeah.
so if I feel weird immediately when meeting you, I trust my gut. I don't necessarily mean I'm gonna stop talking or not involve myself with you, but I don't discredit anything I'm feeling. It's like, nah, when I get around you, I get nervous, I be anxious,
Hmm.
or I'm a little scared, or my stomach, I pay attention very closely now to it, because I feel it speaks before you do. Energy, yeah. So
Yeah, because the game has changed. Because these niggas messy as hell. Like, you think the women gossiping, these niggas is gossiping
I
more.
know,
Like,
I know, and I've been experiencing it in my 30s and 40s. Dudes, just I'm disappointed because they really categorized us as having that.
mm-hmm,
Like y'all catty women do that, and I don't
mm-mm,
I don't enjoy doing that. Anybody knows me, I don't sit around just going through a list of people that are doing whatever. But men, yeah, they've been doing it, but now, so it just goes back to this, saying to myself that humans, quit the categories. It's just humans
yeah,
have a tendency to, you know, that's how I just feel. I just feel like, quit saying that men be doing this, women be doing this. No, people
mm-hmm,
do a lot. You know what I mean? A lot of XYZ.
yeah, and it bothers me because you have a guy that may not have anything, but he has integrity, he has
Yeah.
compassion, he
Mm-hmm.
has um the the sense of self, knowledge of self, and this and that, and he
Yeah.
gets ridiculed. But you have somebody else who don't have any of those things, but he has
Mm-hmm.
money, and that
Right.
person right there gets respected. He's considered
Mm-hmm.
real. He considered top notch,
Mm-hmm.
the don and all this other stuff
Mm-hmm.
because he has money. And
Mm-hmm.
I tell everybody, like, that don't make you real. Like, that don't make
No.
you um
No. And yeah, no, it doesn't. He's empty. A lot of times, those dudes are real empty.
yeah.
They're real empty and buying, they put things and money in front of it. But it's the same as some chick, maybe, being beautiful or having a big butt, and that, she being able to, get her way through a lot of things too, but her insides it's just, she's just not happy. She's leading with that the whole way through, hoping she'll find love, eventually. But
Oh, no doubt. Everyone always shows their hand eventually. And
yeah, yeah, yeah. eventually they get exposed. And I've been blessed to see people quickly here lately.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they see it used to take years, right? And it could have been me too, not wanting to see it. But now I'm seeing it like quickly, and I'm like, yep, nope, see ya, see ya.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sipping through them, we not the same, you know. I'm just trying to, you know, do something different with my life, and my focal point is different.
Yeah, and that's good that you came to that just that type of clarity, because
Mm-hmm.
it's still adults out here who haven't figured it out yet, because they want to be validated, they want to be accepted, but
Mm-hmm.
if you don't accept yourself, then it's really defeating the cause, because
Mm-hmm.
I mastered myself. I mastered just my destiny, because my
Mm-hmm.
destiny has really gotten me to this point of no return, because I'm never going back to that side or to that version that I just had sat down and allowed people to treat me any type of way. I allowed people to tell me who I was. I allowed people to tell me what I couldn't do.
Yeah.
And I'm not going back to that, because if
Yeah.
anything, you're going to be left behind while I'm pushing and moving forward. You're going to be left behind in that same spot.
Yeah. No. No. I agree. And that noise is so loud, though. You know, society and what they feel, what level you should be at, what goals should be your goals. That noise is so
Mm-hmm.
loud, but it definitely takes getting alone with yourself, and it's not easy. I tell people that.
Mm-mm.
Like getting alone with yourself, it is. I may verbalize it as being easy, but I've spent many times, you know, days crying and, you know, sometimes going through waves of feeling lonely, right? But it's necessary to be alone. It is. I don't. It's even necessary to me when you're in relationships to continuously check in with yourself too on it. You
Yeah,
know? Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. It's funny because I used to have this anger problem. I used to punch walls and shit. I used to punch holes in the walls and stuff. That's why my
Yikes.
knuckles so black.
Oh
But,
goodness.
no, but I was just so mad because I was just confused.
Mhm.
Because I'm like, how can I be a man when I don't have one around me? I don't have one in my household. I don't have one 24 hours, 7 days a week. So I'm just being pressured to become something that I don't be around. So now just when people see me smiling, they see this glow, they see this and that, they just was like, you know, what you smiling like that for? What you so happy about?
Right.
Like, because I had survived what
Sure.
statistics said that I was going to be in my age bracket. Because, you know, they say we're going to be dead or in jail or unemployed, which I'm not in both areas, because I'm employed at my regular job and I'm self-made at this job.
All
But
right.
my question to you is to what would you say to the younger females out there and stuff, just from your experiences and stuff like that, and what have you learned from it?
Many things. I would just say take it a moment at a time. It's going to be one of the biggest things, right? We tend to bite off more than we can chew a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times, and it causes anxiety and, you know, just not feeling accomplished or good about yourself. But I would definitely say journaling would be a big thing to help you, you know, see your thoughts. Your thoughts are here, but it's a different thing when you're writing them down and being able to look and reflect on a perspective, you know, about how you're really thinking and what's making you stuck. and even where your growth is. So it's kind of like you looking at you. And then the other thing I would say is let go. Letting go is big. So if a guy, if since we're talking about different things with relationships, whether it be with friends or with people or with men, letting go. If they don't want to be with you, you know, that can be hard, rejection and things like that. But it's okay. It is okay that they don't want to be with you, and you need to figure out what you know, who you want to be with, and not hold on to something that just isn't, it just isn't there. And so I've done it, so that's how I can speak to it. I'm holding so tight to, like, you go back to a potential, but in the reality is my expectations, either they need to be lessened, or I need to really just get out of that and go to something, you know, go to something else. Because sometimes we do have high expectations, and those are why things don't work. That expecting people to, expectations are a funny thing anyway. You shouldn't have an expectancy, but at the same time, you're a human who does put some expectation on, you know, on things.
Yeah, I don't do that anymore myself because I remember a chick told me that she was like, "Oh, I thought you were such this great person until you showed me otherwise." And I just had explained to her I can't be this perfect person because I grew up in a non-perfect environment. I grew up in the hood. I grew up in a not dysfunctional family. Like, I can't be perfect. I had to survive. So I don't know what you expect, but this is me. This is William.
Yeah.
You know, but I just always just try to give women an opportunity to know me, but I don't beg anybody to stay. That's not my thing. If anything, I always just be honest. I'll be authentic. I'll be genuine. So it's your choice at the end of the day. Just like it's my choice at the end of the day whether I want to deal with you. But if anything, it's about pros and cons. It's the scale that's be in front of the courthouse and stuff like that, and just all about weighing and balancing things out. I may be weak in one area, but I may be great in this area.
Absolutely.
And whatever weak area that we both have, that's what we come each other for. You know, that's where you come in at, that's where I come in at. So it's just expect you to just have everything together. You gotta be magnificent. You gotta be Captain Jack from the Pirates of the Caribbean. So I'm like, look, I'm only one man, okay? I'm learning like you learning. Let's help each other grow.
No, and that's fair. You said that you grew up in a imperfect environment, but the thing is, no one is perfect. So let's just go ahead and get that out the way. No one's gonna be able to chime in and say, "Oh, but I am." But you can be perfect for each other.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. Even your flaws, it can be. Yeah, he has this, but like you said, he has all of this though as well. He has a lot of this, and so his two little things, you know, depending on what they are, shouldn't outweigh all that good. And your focus should be on the good.
Yeah.
Why are you looking to look and you know, heighten all of my negatives? I know that I have things, and we can talk about them, but let's not. I told you I'm gonna work on them. I see where you're coming from with this. I hadn't thought of that as a perspective, and I'll work on it. I am trying to grow. You know, I get up every day trying to evolve. So, but yeah, that her and her expectancy, we have that. But what helped me with expectations is remembering that people are human first, right? Before you're given a title, you came in with a human experience. So that means before they became your mama or your dad, that if they're a human, they're allowed to have the space to make a mistake.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
and it's and it's funny that you say that because I didn't know my parents as a child or a teenager until I became an adult. Once I became an adult, I really realized who they were, how
Yeah.
they carried themselves, and
Mm-hmm.
that they wasn't as superhuman as I thought they were. They was human beings, and
Mm-hmm.
so that's when I became very, um, I would say, helpful.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to choose me at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day. Like I had to um, leave the nest and venture off into the world so I can get a better understanding of who I was, and I'm not apologizing no longer for my growth, and I think that's where we mess up at is having to explain ourselves of why we chose the paths that we chose. And I tell everyone, like, you don't owe no one no explanation
Yeah.
of growth,
Yeah.
just grow.
Yeah.
Trees
And
don't got to
yeah.
ask permission to grow, or plants, or we didn't ask permission to grow. It's just
No.
part of evolution. So
Mm-hmm. And so you have to, yeah, you're right. You have to allow for it. But the problem is, if it's irritating a person or they're questioning it or whatever it is, it's because they're looking at themselves. It's an inner problem with them,
hmm
you know. And I'm not telling you to all of a sudden because I read books, you gotta go read books. I didn't say that. You know what I mean? I'm doing
yeah,
my own thing. I'm doing what I know speaks to me and what gets me quickly to where I'm going. And that's part of just reading books, watching documentaries. That's just me.
hmm
That don't mean I think I'm better or you got to do. But people, that be them. That's them a lot of the time. That's the voice and the conviction, like, why am I not doing that? And so, yeah, people should be happy for your growth. You know,
hmm yeah,
if they're not, they're just not for you, and you need to scoot out of the way of dealing with them.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm scooting out the way. If they don't move, I'm moving. Whoop, nope. People are doing a lot out here, and I'm just
Yeah, I just it used to bother me when people would copy me or
Mm-hmm.
try to mimic
Mm-hmm.
me. That means I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing something right because I inspire in them.
Exactly. That's what I try to say. I heard a guy say that before. Like he didn't start a car business till I started a car business, right? And the perspective that I gave him was that's a good thing. He obviously thinks that you are doing something great
hmm
and that he wants to try to get involved in it. And there's plenty of money, plenty of customers. So try to look at it differently than he's copying me. Because nothing really is new under the sun, right?
Right.
So where'd you get the car idea from? Like
Yeah, yeah,
everybody's quiet. It's like, well, are you on my side or that? I'm on no side. It's
yeah. And
just a perspective. That is it. It don't make me right. I'm just sharing, like, can we look at it from this angle?
oh, absolutely. And
Yeah.
it's cool because just like you said, nothing's new under the sun. Because I look at that like hip hop and rappers, and you have a
Mm-hmm.
rapper that always was say like this rapper influenced me. I got into hip hop over this song and this and that. So you're right about that. And I think that people just need to start remembering that they was once amateurs at some point in time.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was. And I won't
Mm-hmm.
say I never really say that I'm a legend now. I always manifested for many years to come.
Mm-hmm.
Because one day I will be somewhat a legend or
Yeah.
iconic. And I'm looking at that. I'm not arrogant, but I'm just speaking that into existence.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong, like, with getting ahead of it. Like, I refer to myself as the Empress. Like, where do you get off doing that? But hey, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to the highest level of who I and what I desire. So there's nothing wrong with that, and being a legend in the making, and you have goals you plan on accomplishing, and they're big ones, high ones.
Yeah. And you are an empress, you know,
Thank you.
you are like, because I hear,
Aw, thank you.
because I hear great things about you from other people.
Aw.
Because I had just got off the phone with my homie Yak. So he was telling me that, you know, oh, like, yeah, you need to do your interview like this. And I'm like, bro, I got it. You know, we chop it up, bro. I got it, you know.
Yeah.
But he said a lot of
Yeah.
great things about you and stuff
Oh,
like
that's
that.
good.
So I already knew who I was dealing with, but he just was just really happy that he was coming on the show today and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I just love to be around uh, just people who's inspiring, motivating, and just
Same.
I've been around too many bloodsuckers and
Man.
werewolves and mummies and
Leeches.
yes.
Yeah.
So I just want to in this episode, you know, I know that you got some things to probably accomplish. So, but this will be all over the place, and it was a pleasure always.
It was. Yes. Thank you.
So was it that bad? Like you was, I know you were skeptical about it, but it turned out well. I'm a good interviewer,
Oh,
am I?
no. I wasn't skeptical, just trying to make sure I give you, the best, number one, best version of me. But no, just trying to understand your flow. I've done a couple of them, some like video and some not, and just trying to figure out what it's going to be, because you just want to make sure you stay on topic too. I tend to enjoy having conversations, and so I could be talking about food and why it's not good, and then love, and then you know what I mean. So I'm like, let me just make sure I have an idea. But I have watched a few of your interviews and loved them, and it was cool that I was I was able to get one where your face was seen.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you have a cool style. Yeah, that that you do it different ways, your versions. But no, I wasn't. I knew you would handle me with care, and so I wouldn't even came on.
Yeah, of
I mean,
course.
especially on some live. Like, no, I don't think so. But no, I already knew. Yeah, you were gonna handle me with care, and it was gonna be fun. It was gonna be laughter. It was gonna be lots of truth. Uh, you know, and knowledge. The historian.
Yeah, it's just like to me, I don't do like pre-records. I don't do like smoke and mirrors. All I care about is the message. I always try to get that conveyed to the world because everybody isn't, I would say everybody isn't dumbed down. So we have to spark that and get rid of that narrative because they really
For real.
trying to take away our critical thinking skills. And this is really important
For
that
real.
we just, be so hard on our children that we once before because they really trying to take away the right to think for ourselves. So I'm grateful.
You're right.
Grateful.
You're right. No, you're right. Yeah, I'm grateful too that we can get together and expand on some various topics and go with the flow, but to show too that men and women we can have conversations, and it doesn't have to be this banter, and that we are more aligned with each other than people want to say. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. But yeah, I'm going to end this, but thank you again. I enjoyed myself.
It was a pleasure. No, thank you for having me.
And you're more than welcome to come back. Part 2, part 3, part 4, all that.
Yes, I will. Let me know what you're thinking for sure.
I will.
Okay.
And you will have a better time next time, but all the times. But
I
yeah.
had a great time. Yeah, don't downplay it. I had a great time. What are you doing?
No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Okay.
But yeah, but you have yourself a good rest of the day.
You too. You too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.